We're going on a little trip today, but before we do, I've got to change my oil. It's become rather black and sticky and gunky, so that means it's time for a change. I mean, look at it. So I've got this handy little pump that's attached to the engine. It goes right underneath. So instead of unscrewing a cap and letting it all fall at the bottom, that would be a bit disastrous for me, because I can't even get my hand underneath it. So I've got this handy little pump that I can just get all the oil out with. This is the specification of oil that I use for my boat engine. I suppose its advantage is it's a little bit thicker, and that's generally best for old engines. And I'm very carefully pouring it in there, of course. There's 2 valves on my engine, and that's where I pour the oil in. Yeah, let's make it fair and add in through the other one. It doesn't really matter because it will coat the engine after I've warmed up anyway. But that's it. So that's 5.4 litres is the capacity on my engine. I'm just chucking in 5 litres because that will definitely take it over the minimum needed. I did this oil change after a cruise, but I made sure the engine wasn't too hot. Left it for about 10 to 15 minutes, something like that. But yeah, let me know in the comments below. How do you change your oil? Hello, you've joined me on the Trent and Mersey. And on this canal, I've done it a few times, but this section I've no idea about. And I haven't looked on the maps, I haven't done any internet searching, so you and me, we're just gonna go along this canal and see what happens. Completely unplanned, completely unscripted. Let's just crank it. Shortest canal in the world that we're going past right now. I made a video about it, so yeah, at the end of the video I'll put up a link for that. Historically, Middlewich is quite an important place for canals and narrowboats because you've got not only the Trent and Mersey Canal that we're on now, but also the Middlewich branch of the Shropshire Union that connects via the Wardle Canal. And as you can see, so many boats here, so much history. The salt manufacturing industry was something that really fueled this place, ever since the Roman times really. But there's one thing it doesn't have, and that's a train station. So yeah, Middlewich is not the best place to stop if you need to access your boat by train, which I always do if ever I want to go home and see my family. Speaking of families, it's time to add some more people to my Crank It crew. I'm very, very happy to announce the new members this week are Chris L. Doyle. You're in the book there, sir. Thank you. Also, we've got Anthony Round, and Alan Hooper, joined by Paul Davidson. These fantastic people are paying around $5 or £4.50 a month to support me on Patreon, and adding a little bit extra at £8.50 or $10 a month, Craig Nibbs and Biloxi Boy. That's his gamer tag, as he produces quite a lot of stuff for Minecraft content. So if you search him on YouTube, I realise I've added an extra I, so there we go, corrected that. I've also missed out Craig's wife Mel, so Craig Nibbs and Mel Nibbs there as well. So thank you both for joining the Crankit crew. Right, back to cranking out on the canals. You'll notice by the date stamp there that this is a new year. We're in total lockdown now. No boats are allowed to take any sort of pleasure cruise. I'm only out on my narrowboat because I need to move it to a facility where I can get it out of the water and have the hull checked. I need to get down the Anderson boat lift onto the River Weaver, which isn't that river, that's the River Dane. But because my insurance company has been on at me to get a hull survey, because the age of my boat is such that it needs one every 3 years, it means I need to get that sorted ASAP. But this is good news because I can make a few more videos for you along the way of life on the canal and life inside the boat as well. And two parts of narrowboat life that you probably most want to see is cooking and drinking some beers. Well, I got both of those things lined up for you, starting with these chicken wings. This isn't how you should cook your food, this is just how I do it. Cooking chicken and chips tonight on board the Naughty Lass, our pub restaurant of the week, because unfortunately there aren't any open at the moment. So what am I doing here? Well, I'm just coating these chicken wings in olive oil and sprinkling salt on them. And then I've got a sweet potato. Love sweet potatoes, and I love making sweet potato fries, which is quite easy to do, but it can be a little bit wasteful. You end up trying to square up a round vegetable and you end up with a lot of waste. But actually I'm going to use those offcuts as, well, perhaps make some chips out of them instead. So I just want to slice that into reasonably sized. It's quite a long fry there, or chip, but the important thing is to do it at that sort of thickness. So that's not going to work because it's just going to burn. It's too thin on that end, so that is definitely not going to work, that one. Don't want too thick either, otherwise they just won't cook properly all the way through. Well, that should do it. Just take the pointy ends off. Be a bit more creative here, and I could add in cayenne pepper and smoked paprika and even cinnamon. It's quite a good one, but I'm a simple man with simple needs. Salt and pepper, that's good enough for me. Got to space them out quite evenly just so they cook properly. I'm going to be a little bit naughty and add in the chicken right next to it because I don't have space for everything. Like, I don't have enough room in the oven itself to have everything in there. So actually I have to do a couple of batches of these chicken wings. I've got 4 chicken wings in there with the fries. Here we go. Sweet potato fries and chicken. And now for something completely beer of the week. Sort of like pub of the week, but because the pubs aren't open, you just have to put up with this. I've got a couple of beers here that have been recommended by a local subscriber. Pete Moore of Muddyfields Caravans has given me these two. So I think these are his 2 favourite pale ale type ales. It's just using pale coloured malts. That's a definition of a pale ale. The colour should be lighter, but in actual fact it can vary a lot. Funnily enough, Pete left these on my roof and it was really cold. A lot of what was in this bucket had frozen already. That's just recycled bottles and things. Luckily, his bottles didn't freeze, but I have spent some time bringing them up to room temperature, which is at the moment about 20 degrees centigrade. So they won't be 20 degrees, but they'll be like 10 degrees because they still feel a little bit cool. But yeah, can't wait to get stuck into these. Let's spin the wheel, Raggedy Man, or flip a coin, because that's all I've got. Tails, it's more houses, and heads, it's purity. Mad Goose. So let's just see what's going to happen here. We've got tails. So that means we're going to try the Blonde Witch beer first. Right, here we go. So this is a 4.4% blonde ale. Essentially a pale ale, I think we can agree on that one. And I'm going to stick it in this nice clean glass and let's just see what it's like. Not quite a clean open, that one, was it? Here we go. Right. I mean, it's 4.4%, that's not too strong. Smells pretty standard. You know, standard ale, really. Easy drinking. Let's have a go. Yeah, it's quite delicate, I suppose. It's not overpowering. That's a very easy drinking ale. So there's no overpowering hops. There's no weird flavours. It's all good. So, yeah, that'll be a great session ale. I could definitely have that again. So I think with the other batch of chicken, I'm going to add some smoked paprika, just for a bit more flavour. Oh, I've run out, so it's going to be quite a mild, bit of seasoning there. I think I'll leave those to marinade for a little bit before I chuck them in the oven. How do you cook your chicken? Let me know in the comments below. Right, on to Mad Goose. Is it going to be as mad as the name suggests? Let's see. Well, that's a strange sort of smell. Oh, it's nice. Very citrusy. I am sort of copying the label on that one because it does say citrusy sort of aromas. But yeah, I can imagine this is going to be quite hoppy, which I don't normally go for. So let's see, let's have a little taste. Yeah, that reminds me of beers that I try in pubs and end up regretting it. It's not a bad beer at all, by any means. It's just not a sort of beer that I get on well with because there's that hops sort of sensation or taste coming through that, I don't know, it makes me feel a bit like it gives me a headache before my time. You know, you want a headache the next morning, not whilst you're drinking something. But let's just have one last swig at this one and see what else we can taste. Oh, repeats on me a little bit, that one. Perhaps I am allergic to hops. That wouldn't be very good. Anyway, this one I'm gonna put back. Probably sort of drink it. And I think I'll concentrate on Blonde Witch by Morehouses. I'm a simple man, as I said, so I need simple beer. And this one, it'll do the trick. Right, then let's see how this chicken's doing. Oh, well, the fries are frying. They're doing really well. The chicken, that looks done. That does look done. Just need to do the old test. Let's see if the juices run clear. There we go. You can see some juices running out here. They're all completely clear, so yeah, that's fine. Let's wait it up. That's delicious. They're a little bit floppy, but they taste amazing and they're cooked. Let's have a look at the chicken. Anyway, massive thank you to Pete for delivering these beers to my boat at a time of need. So thanks, mate. Really appreciate that.